Stimulus checks for Americans this year. Look at this. Americans could receive $2,400 this year, and we have some very important and crucial details to share with you about this stimulus check. So if you are waiting for a relief from this administration, then this is a very important video for you. And not just this administration, but a number of states are also going to send stimulus payments. You know why? Look at this. A majority of US states are still in budget surplus. You know what it means? Means they have the money to give stimulus style payments to its residents, and one state is proving it. Look at this. New York is sending $400 this month to millions of New Yorkers, and if New York can do that, then why can't the other states? And we have 32 states in radar that can send the money to its residents, and they are going to do it according to a number of analysts and experts. And we have some very important details and updates to share with you regarding these stimulus payments. So if you are waiting for a relief or stimulus style relief, then make sure you stay with us till the end of this video. But before I start the video, all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's start the video. So let's start the video with the details of the federal stimulus check. Then we'll move towards the state stimulus payments that could be coming your way real soon, as 32 states are finally considering to send stimulus payments to its residents. Starting with Americans could be expecting some cash back in their pockets in 2025 if new bill is passed. The American Worker Rebate Act of 2025 has been introduced legislation after President Donald J. Trump voiced support of rebate checks being sent to taxpayers. Well, this is what President Donald J. Trump said, and this is the first time when he announced these payments to Americans and the possibility that Americans could be receiving these checks real soon. Watch this.
And then, Mr. President, I think it just came out $29 billion in July taken in tariff revenue. Could we see a potential rebate here, and what would that look like, and who would qualify?
Well, we're going to pay down debt. We have a lot of money coming in, much more money than the country's ever seen, by hundreds of billions of dollars. And there could be a distribution or a dividend to the people of our country. I would say for people that would be middle income people and lower income people, we could do a dividend. But one of the things we're going to be doing is reducing debt. But we have hundreds of billions of dollars pouring into our country now. We should have done this many years ago. And I did it in my first term with China. We didn't get to the rest because COVID hit.
This is what President Donald J. Trump said, and this was the first time he talked about the possibility of these new stimulus payments or dividends that he calling it, or tariff rebate checks to millions of Americans. But you know what? There are 32 states that are in surplus budget, and now the biggest question is that why these states are not sending stimulus style payments to its residents when they know that they have the money. Well, look at this. One state is finally doing it, as millions of New Yorkers will receive inflation relief checks worth up to $400 this month, but other states have their own rebates. Do you qualify? Well, I'm going to tell you about those rebates, as well as a number of states are actually a bit reluctant to call it stimulus payments. When it comes to the state checks, they call it inflation checks or rebate checks or other sort of relief checks. They never call it stimulus checks or stimulus payment, because this word is actually assigned to the federal government. But remember that I was searching about it and how many states are in surplus budget, and you'll be shocked. Look at this. Texas, the state enters 2025 legislative session with a significant surplus. Georgia, as of mid-2025, the state maintains a surplus. California, the golden state, the state avoided a projected $73 billion deficit for 2025, reporting a surplus aided by a strong stock market. Then Alaska and New Mexico and others are in early 2025. Several states, including Alaska, New Mexico, Wyoming, Nevada, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Montana, North Dakota, Texas, Alabama, Florida, and Nebraska, Nebraska were reported to have general fund tax collections above their 15-year trend, and Delaware is also a state that is in surplus in 2025. Just imagine that these states are in surplus budget, and that's what Katie Hochul, the governor of New York, also did. Well, what she have done, that she said that we are in surplus budget and now it's our responsibility to give this money to our residents, and that's where this $400 worth of stimulus style payment or inflation relief payment or inflation relief check, whatever you want to call it, she came up with this, and a number of New Yorkers will receive it. But now the biggest question is that are these states like Texas, Georgia, California, Alaska, New Mexico, Wyoming, Nevada, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Montana, North Dakota, Alabama, Florida, and Nebraska, and as well as Delaware will come with their own stimulus style payments? This is the biggest question that a number of Americans as well as lawmakers are asking right now. And right here, I would like to ask you this very important question. Under this American Worker Rebate Act that President Donald J. Trump announced and Josh Hawley introduced this act, under this very important bill, well, they are saying that $600 will be given to a number of Americans. As you heard it absolutely right, $600 will be given to each adult and $600 will be given to each dependent. Look at this. Let me just scroll down for you so you can see it properly. Well, this was right here. Yeah, so Senator Hawley bill's text states that minimum of $600 would be sent to each adult as well as a dependent child. A family of 4 would receive $2,400. So they're talking about $600 for an individual and $1,200 for a couple, but the max limit is $2,400 for a family of 4. But as President Donald J. Trump said numerous times that he's receiving billions and billions and billions of dollars every single day from these reciprocal tariffs that he placed on almost every country in the world, then why he's not changing the amount from $600 to $2,000, just as millions of recipients received the stimulus payment during the pandemic? If you remember, during the pandemic, millions of Americans received $2,000 worth of stimulus check, and right after it they received $1,400 and then $600 afterwards. But if they have means for it, if they have the money, and they said that the previous administration left a mess for American people and for this administration, so they should come up with some sort of relief from American people first so they can deal with this temporary inflation. And if you're thinking that inflation is not here, then let me just tell you that according to the recent report from Gallup, the prices of groceries are up by 21% in the past 3 years. And you know, right now millions of Americans are waiting for a relief because of that inflation. The grocery prices should actually be taken into the account as an analytic or as a stat to see that inflation is here or not. And that's where a number of analysts and experts are debating about that. You know, you are taking these Wall Street big giants numbers which they put on paper along with the Feds, that inflation is up 2.5%, 2.7% for 2026, according to them in 2026, that inflation would be 2.7% because they're taking into the account the August or September the August inflation report. And the TSCL, the Senior Citizen League, also states that the 2026 COLA for seniors is going to be 2.7%, means this is the inflation. But what about the grocery prices? 21%. And now we already know that around 3 million food stamp recipients will actually stop receiving their food stamp benefits because of this big beautiful bill that President Donald J. Trump recently signed, because they have to work 80 hours a month. And the problem is that even if they work 80 hours a month, they'll go over that 130% poverty threshold which is needed to receive food stamp benefits. So they might not be able to receive benefits at all. And a number of analysts and experts, including the lawmakers, are saying this is a trick to take a number of people, means millions of Americans, out of the SNAP program so they can keep that money and use it elsewhere. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this situation? Do you really think that this administration is doing it willingly to take a number of people out of a SNAP program so they can use that money somewhere else, or probably paying down the debt if they want to? But remember, the debt on the US is in trillions and trillions of dollars, and if they're receiving billions of dollars, it's not going to be enough, and it might take around 8 to 10 years for US to actually get that money from tariffs and use it to pay down the debt. So if this is the case, then why they cannot direct this money that they're receiving from these reciprocal tariffs towards American people, to low and middle income American people, and change this $600 stimulus payment that they are recommending, according to the Josh Hawley's bill, and change it to $2,000 so American can actually feel a little breathing room in this inflation and in these difficult times. Let me know in the comments below that do you support a $2,000 stimulus payment for low and middle income Americans, and if you do, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 stimulus. Again, if you support it, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 stimulus, because remember, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. By the way, the other states that are giving the payments, there are income limits. New Yorkers who are single tax filers are going to receive for $200, and a couple could receive $400. And New York is not the only state. California climate credit is also giving between $35 to $259. New Mexico is giving around $500, calling rebates, then $1,000 as well for a joint filer. Pennsylvania is giving around $1,000 to homeowners with an income of $46,520, and Arizona also have a relief program that residents could claim $250 per child under the age of 17, or $100 per child or dependent 17 or older. So these states have their own programs, but the problem is these programs are very secret or hidden, and a number of people don't even know about it, and that's why I came up with this idea to actually make a dedicated series of these programs. So with each state's program, so you can know that where you can find those programs, how you can apply for it, what are the eligibility criteria. So if you would like to know about those programs, all you need to do is to click on the subscribe button, click on the bell icon, so you can get the notification of that very important series on Credit Viral channel. And don't forget to please smash the like button on this video, as it helps this video and the channel as well. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.